Today, I'm going to rip apart this flying lesson set and fix it the way Lego should have built it. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode with Lego Bro, and today we're going to modify the flying lesson. This set is pretty cool. It's got the two 8x8 similar structures on the side, and then it has this door. That's the problem with this that I'll get to in a second. First, let's just check out the inside. You have, the Quidditch trophies, and you have some Quidditch equipment in here, and you have some mechanisms throughout to, you can make the people fly, and we have a couple of them over here, and you got Draco with the Remembro. I don't know why that is so out of focus. There we go. So we're gonna fix this. Oops, it's falling apart. I did not put enough of those Technic pins in. But I think my goal is, when you look at the rest of the castle, everything is this 8x8 or 8x16 like those. So if you were to add another layer on top of this, you couldn't. Or you could put a couple, you could take this off and you could put a couple 8x8s here. So that would work, but then you would have, let's just, for example, let me grab these and show you what would happen if you did that. So you can see I lost one of those top panels. I put another one up here. So when you come back, it's like, that looks cool, but then there's this huge gap in the middle. And that's not that great. And you can't really add anything on top of here. Even if you hold that piece off, that's not the right size. So that's what annoys me about this set. So today, I'm gonna take this apart. I'm gonna see if I can make something else here. Now, even if you turned this to 8x8, it still would be kind of weird because most sets are 8x16, so you wouldn't really be centered ever on this, and it would just be kind of funky. So I'm gonna try something different, and I'm gonna make it just 3 8x8 stacked. So it'd be similar to this idea, but I would keep the door on the bottom, and then with the banners, on top of each other. So that's what I'm gonna do here. Let's try that out and see what happens. So I'll end up doing something like this as the top two layers and keep this statue on the top. But now I gotta figure out, can I convert this 8x8 to fit under here with the door? Because I really like the door. I wanna keep it the same set, and I wanna make sure that if you bought this set, you could convert it without using spare pieces. If I have to use some spare pieces, it'll be very few. Let's try to make this so it fits with just the pieces we have. Okay, let's dive in. Whenever I'm kind of freestyling, I really use the same method. I use the 5 same parts, which is like a plate, an 8x8 plate, the same bricks, the Technic bricks, arches, walls. Check out that video if you haven't seen it. So this is about as far as I could get. And the front looks good, but when you start to get into this side, there'll be nothing here to support it. The arches are a little low, so I think I am gonna have to dive into some spare pieces. My goal was to incorporate as much as I could. I'll keep most of this the same, but I think I'm gonna dive in and use some of these pieces, like the pillars and the scroll 1x1 bricks, and then maybe some other pieces in here. Maybe use bigger arches or figure out a way to get that elevated a little bit more. So I'm gonna dive in there a little bit more and mess around. I'm also gonna get a lot more of these pieces and some tile pieces to put on top. So you will need to add those as well. I'll show a parts list of what I added once I get this built. So I did end up with a lot of extra pieces that you could probably find a way to incorporate. And then I had to add a few more, but here is the final stacked version of the flying lesson, which to me looks pretty cool. I mean, alone it's a little complicated. And then you can also put these on the sides together if you wanted to. So let's do that as well. Actually, let's first add this so you can get a feel how they look together. So that's not clicked in, but that gives you a feel for what it would be like. Next is something else, which is really cool, but let's see them side by side now. So side by side, I actually really like that better. That might be the way to go. And now I can add some on top to show you what it would look like. I mean, you could recreate these as well and stick this above a more rockier bottom like that. And then you could have that. I just think this would be easier to incorporate other sets on. So I'm gonna pull these apart and add them to this to show you. So now you get a feel of how this could incorporate together like that, which I'm actually really liking. What do you guys think? I'll show you the pieces at the end of this video. Please like, subscribe, share these videos so I can keep making more. I'll post instructions on rebrickable so you get this bottom section together and you can add it to your castle like I'm gonna do. Okay, so in order to make that, you would need 2 1x4 dark tan tiles, 2 of the modified dark tan plates 1x4 with the 2 studs, 1 1x6, 5 1x2 tiles. You'll need 3 of these inverted slopes. You'll need 3 orange 1x1 bricks and 2 tan 1x1 bricks, 2 pillars with 2 scroll bricks, 2 1x2 plates, and then these arch pieces. So that's the full list of what you would need to add to that set to make it. You know what? I actually wonder if I took this top instead and used it as a base, I might be able to create a wider version of this. So it would be 8x8, 8x16, and 8x8. And I think that might fit the castle better. So I ripped everything apart and I came up with this, which I think looks way better than what Lego created. So you still got this mechanism off the front. What I would like to do is get some more pieces to build more of a top to this and raise it up, maybe a second, maybe 2 or 3 more sets of it, and just build it a little bit bigger and make it a whole scene. And then that way I can get Malfoy with the Remembrall back in. I mean, you could always keep these pieces and put them elsewhere, but let's see what it looks like with a couple other sets on top of it. So here's what it looks like with everything else on top, and that looks much more complete, way better. Let's give this a spin. I need a couple more of those Technic pins to hold it together, but yeah, that looks really good. You can see the trophy, the statue inside, and the Quidditch equipment there. There's one last thing I want to try, which is stacking these 2 sides on top of this to see if that gives it a better vibe as well. So let's check that out. Yeah, that's another option as well if you want to go that route. So instead of stacking it left and right, you could put it on top so you have the banners up high with the door still on the bottom. Again, you can bring those down to the left and right, stack whatever you want, build your castle whatever way you want. Hope you guys really enjoyed this. See you next time. Hey, do you like this video? Be sure to subscribe so I can keep making videos. Thanks all.